Hello, student. I, Dr. Shafali Jain, Assistant Professor, Tirthankar Mahavir University. Student, today we discuss about the producer equilibrium. But first of all, we should know the meaning of producer. Who is producer? Producer, creator of utility, is known as producer, a person who convert inward inputs into outputs. Inputs, factor of production adds raw materials, etc. Are in outputs, goods and services. So a producer is someone who creates and supplies goods and services. Producer combine labor and capital, called factor inputs. Labor, capital, land, also called factor inputs, and called to create, that is to output something else. It means goods, services, manufactured goods. Business firms are the main examples of the producer and are usually what economics have in mind when talking producer. So producer is a creator. So, a producer is someone who creates and supplies goods or services. Producer combine labor and capital, called factor inputs. I have also explained you what is factor inputs, um, as land, capital, labor, and raw materials, etc. Or factors of production to create, that is to output something as business called firms are main example of producer and are usually what economics have in mind when taking about producer. However, government are producer of some kind of services such as police service, defense, public school, and meal delivery, and sometimes goods such as when a government owns the oil fields and oil productions, for example, OPEC, and households and individuals are producer of non-market goods and services such as cleaning, cooked, child take care, cooked food, etc. So producer pay wages to workers, and wages include salaries, bonus, and benefits such as health insurance, and also producer pay for capital is called economic rent. Economic rent include interest payment. I will also discuss it in the further videos. And so in economics, a person who creates economic value or produce goods and service is called producer. I think you should know who is producer. So we can say in the simple words, a person who creates economic value or produce goods and services, a person responsible for the financial and administrative aspect of a stage, film, television, or radio production, the person who exercises general supervision or of a production and is responsible for raising money, hiring technicians and artists, etc. So he is called producer who takes a risk to gain the profit is also called producer to manufacturing for creates values in the inputs and make the outputs. A producer is an economic unit that manufactures and commercialize goods or service. Simply put, these are entries that supply the economic system. A producer might have different shapes. Since this in an economics terms, this definition is very wide and includes any economic activities that suppliers a good or service to society by using and combining the factors of production as factor of production, land, labor, capital, and technology. These organization or individual produce an input This output constitutes the supply side of the market. To some economic schools and theories, producers are defined even more widely to include federal government, municipalities, government agencies, and even household. Producers are essential for an economic system to function properly. Having a low number of producer can increase the changes of getting high inflation rates, unemployment, monopolies, and scarcity. By binding, um, by binding the range and the number of producer within a given economy, the supply increase, and these producers start competing with each other, which in turn increases productivity. As suppose um, you can take a example as a person open a farms. He is also called producer, and he used the inputs, land labors, land labors capitals, and creates the goods. So he called the producer because that person manufactures or commercialized goods or services. So he is a producer, and he also he is also a key part for economy GDP also. So producer and companies that purchase goods and services that they transport into other products and or service. So they include both manufacturers and service provider also. Now we see in this we see profit. What is profit? The, the ultimate aim of any firms is to earn the maximum profit. Profit refers to the excess of revenue over cost. So profit is equal to TR, total revenue, minus TC, total cost, where R revenue and C cost. So in simple words, profit means a positive gain generated from business operation or investment after subtract all expenses or cost. In economics terms, profit is defined as a reward received by an entrepreneur by combining all the factors of production to serve the need of individual in the economy faced with uncertainty. In a layman language, profit refers to an income that flow to investor in accountancy. Profit implies excess of revenue over all paid out cost. Profit in economics is terms as a pure profit or economic profit. So profit is a residual income, while returns is our total profit. Profit may be negative, whereas returns such as wages, interest are always positive. Profit have greater fluctuation than returns. So profit are the reward of purely uh, entrepreneur entrepreneurial function. Pure profit is a payment made exclusively for bearing risk. The essential function to the entrepreneur is considered to be something which only he can perform. These some things cannot be the task of management for managers can be hired, nor can it be any other function which the entrepreneur can delegate. Hence, it is considered that entrepreneur receive a profit as a reward for assuming final responsibilities. And so the profit as a business object, and without profit, no business. And uh, profit profit refers to the axis of revenue over cost. So profit is the value remaining after a company's expenses have been paid. It can be found on an income statement if the value that remains after expenses have been deducted from revenue is positive. The company is said to have a profit. And if the value is negative, then it is said to have a loss. So, other terms that mean the same things are earning and income. Profit in maths is considered as a gain amount from any business activity, whereas a shopkeeper sells a product. His motives is to gain some profit from the buyers in the name of profit. Basically, when he sells the product more than its cost price, then he gets the profit on it, but he has to sell it for less than its cost price, then he has to suffer the loss. The concept of profit and loss is basically defined in terms of business. Any any financial benefits gained in business goes to the owner of the business and so, in general, the profit is defined as the amount gained by selling a product which should be more than the cost price of the product. It is the gain amount from any kind of business activity. If, in short, if his selling price of the product is more than the cost price of a product, then it is considered as a gain or profit. It describes the financial benefit obtained if the revenue from the business activity exceed the taxes, expenses, and so on, which are involved in sustaining business activities. So, profit is explained better in terms of cost, price, and selling price. Cost price is the actual price of the product or commodities, and selling price is the amount at which the produced product is sold. If the selling price of the commodity is more than the cost price, then the business has gained its profit. Therefore, you can calculate profit with the formula profit or gain. You can say also profit as a gain. Profit or gain is equal to selling price minus cost price. When the product is sold at a selling price lesser than the cost price, it is termed as loss. So loss is equal to cost price minus selling price. So once the profit is calculated, we can also derive the percentage profit have gained in any business by the formula. Profit percentage is equal to P upon cost price multiply 100. Profit, you can also see the gross profit. Gross profit is the amount gained by any business or companies after removing the cost associated with the making and selling of the product from the selling price. The revenue yielded in the company's income after sales of the commodity should be reduced by the amount or cost it to make the product or provide any service to the customers to go the gross percentage of the profit. The formula of the calculate of to calculate the gross profit is equal to total sales and COE, where COEs represent the cost of goods and goods sold. So, hope student you well understood what is the profit. Now we discuss about the equilibrium. Equilibrium refers to a state or rest. Now we discuss about the equilibrium. Equilibrium refers to a state of rest when no change is required. A firm, a producer is said to be in equilibrium when it has no inclinations to expand or contract its output. This stage is either reflects maximum profit or minimum losses. So, producer equilibrium refers to a situation where profit are maximized. The difference between total revenue and total cost is maximized, or in case losses, The difference is minimized so as a minimize losses. Producer equilibrium. It means that any firms or companies that produces a product or services has reached level of output where it doesn't wish to either expand or contract it. The producer equilibrium state could be to maximum profit or minimize losses. Economics in economics. So the value of all assets used for production is limited. Hence, the producer has to use such a combination of inputs as would provide him with the maximum output and profit. This optimum level of production, also called producer equilibrium, is achieved when a maximum output is derived from minimum cost. In economic production is the result of the output, and in economics factors like land, labor, capital, entrepreneurship, it is possible to determine the optimum amount of the production possible considering different combination of these inputs. Such a determination is called the producer equilibrium. Producer first have to classify their resources into different combination because a good management can give him a good profit. Each combination would provide production in different quantities. The combination that provides the highest amount of produce at least amount at the least amount of cost is the optimum level of production. Uh, in order to find our out producer equilibrium, uh, we have producer equilibrium. So in order to know the equilibrium is that state of rest where no changes is required, and it means that any firms or company that produces a product or services and has reached a level of output where it does not wish to either expand or contract. A producer equilibrium is determined in terms of profit, like consumer producer also aim to maximize their satisfaction. So, it's just like a producer is someone who provides goods or services to consumer and in exchange for revenue, and producer needs to incur expenditure to produce those goods and services. The axis of revenue over expenditure is known as profit, and the producer aim to maximize this profit only to maximize their satisfaction. So, producer equilibrium refers to the price and output combination which brings maximum profit to the producer. And equilibrium is a state where no where there is no change required. Producer's equilibrium is defined as the state of maximum profit and minimum losses, the point where the producer does not prefers to expand or contract contract his supply in terms as producer equilibrium. I hope you well understood what is producer equilibrium. Now we discuss about the producer equilibrium. I have also explained you producer equilibrium refers to that price and output combination which brings maximum profit to the producer and to the producer, and profit declines as more is produced. Now we discuss method to determining producer equilibrium. There is only one method for determination of producer equilibrium: marginal revenue, marginal cost. Approach marginal revenue minus marginal cost and total revenue minus total cost. It also we have approach is not in syllabus, but it is not in this unit. But in the fifth block, I also study it. No, but in briefly, I will also discuss it. What is marginal revenue and marginal cost? So, marginal revenue and marginal cost approach. Producer can attain the equilibrium level under two different situations: when price remain constant, perfect competition, and when price falls with rise in output, imperfect competition. First of all, I also describe what is the marginal revenue and marginal cost, and uh, I will explain it in detail in the fifth block. Now we are also discussing about the fourth block. First of all, we discuss about the marginal revenue. Marginal revenue is the net revenue a business earns by selling an additional unit of its product. Marginal revenue is the income gained by selling one additional unit, where the marginal words is used, it's a additional, while marginal cost is the expense incurred for selling that one unit. Each measures the incremental changes uh, in rupees between varying levels of sales to determine at what level a company is most efficiently producing or and selling goods. So, margin revenue refers to revenue earned per output units. Uh, Thus, margin revenue is the change in revenue divided by the change in quantity, while average revenue is total revenue divided by the number of units sales. So, marginal revenue is important because it is a crucial indicator regarding the most ideal level of activity of company should undertake. Marginal revenue is a central concept in microeconomics that describe the additional total revenue generated by increasing product sale by one unit. Marginal revenue is the increase in revenue from the sale of the one additional unit of production. The revenue from the sale of the last unit of product, it can be positive or negative. Marginal revenue is an important concept in to derive the value of margin revenue. It is required to examine the difference between the aggregate benefits in a firm received from the quantity of a good and service produced last period and the uh, current period with one extra unit increase in the rate of production. Marginal revenue is a fundamental tools for economic decision making within a firm's setting, together with marginal cost to be considered. Here you see that we also give two different situations when price remain constant, perfect competition. So in a perfect competition market, the incremental revenue generated by selling an additional unit of a good is equal to the price the firm is able to charge the buyer of the good. This is because a firm is perfect in a perfect competition will always get the same price for every unit. In the previous video, I also explained the perfect competition, but here I also explain what is the perfect competition. Market situation where a large number of buyers and sellers, homogeneous product, and the price is constant, and no transport cost, no selling cost, and the firms are price taker, not maker, and price is determined with the forces of with the market forces of market supply and demand. So the firm is able to charge the buyer of the goods. This is because a firm in competition market will always get the same price for every unit it sells. So regardless of the number of unit the firm sales, since the firm's sales can never impact the industry's price. Therefore, in a perfect competition market, firms set the price level equal to their marginal revenue. MR equal to price. While in the imperfect competition, there are many markets also come in perfect competition, monopolistic competition, oligopoly here. And when price falls with rise in output, it's called a imperfect competition. In perfect competition, a monopoly firm is a large producer in the market and changes and its output level impact market prices, determining the whole industry's sale. Therefore, a monopoly firm lowers its prices on the all units sold in order to increase output. So, in the monopoly imperfect firm, when prices falls with rising output, since a reduction in the prices leads to a decline in revenue on each good sold by the firm. The marginal revenue generated is always lower than the price level charges. MR always lower than the prices. The marginal revenue, the increase in total revenue is the price the firms gets on the additional units sold, less the revenue lost by reducing the price on all other units that were sold prior to the decrease in price. Margin revenue is that concept of a firm sacrificing the opportunity to sell the current output at a certain price in order to sell a higher quantity at a reduced price. So, so profit maximization occurs at the point where marginal revenue equal to marginal cost. Student, now we discuss about the marginal revenue. Now we also discuss about the marginal cost. In economics, the marginal cost is the change in the total cost that arises when the quantity produced in increase the cost of producing additional quantity. In economics, marginal cost is the change is total production cost. So that comes from producing one additional unit. To calculate marginal cost, marginal sorry for disturb uh, to calculate marginal cost, divide the change in production cost by the change in quantity. So the purpose of analyzing margin cost is to determine at what point an organization can achieve economies of scale to optimize production and overall operation. If marginal cost of producing one additional unit is lower than the per unit price, the producer has a potential to gain a profit. So marginal cost is an important concept in managerial accounting as it can help an organization optimize its production through economies of scale. A company can maximize its profits by producing to where marginal cost equal to marginal revenue and um, the so in the simple words, it refers to the rate of the change of total cost as output is increased by an increasing amount. Marginal cost measure in rupees per unit, whereas total cost is um, total and the marginal cost is the slope of the total cost rate at which it increases with output. And marginal cost is different from the average cost, which is the total cost divided by the number of unit produced. Uh, Hope is right. You well understood what is the marginal revenue, what is the marginal cost approach. Now, here the conditions. Um, when MC equal to AC in the perfect competition, as long as MC is less than MR, it is profitable for the producer because MC is less than MR. So the producer get more profit. The producer go on the producing more because it adds to its profit. He stops producing more only when MC equal to MR. And now it is the condition of the when MC equal to MR, it is the condition of perfect competition. Now I will also discuss its conditions. Uh, in, First of all, I will discuss this condition. When price constant, when price remain constant, I will discuss this condition after. First of all, I will discuss this condition when MC is equal to MR, price constant. When price remain constant, firms can sell any quantity of output at the price fixed by the market. Price AR remains same at all level of output. Also, the revenue from every additional unit is equal to AR. You see in this schedule, when the uh, output is sold 1 unit, the price is 8 rupees and total revenue 8 and marginal revenue also 8 and total cost is 6 and marginal cost and profit TR, total revenue minus total cost. Now the producer get 2 rupees profit. Now when the 2 units are produced, now the and sale, here the price is constant. Price is also 8. Now TR would be 16. Marginal cost 8 and 16 16 minus 8, 8. So marginal cost is 8 and TC 14. Now TC became 14. Now marginal cost 8. 14 minus 6 is 8. So profit, here you see the profit TR 16 and TC 14. 16 minus 14 equal to 2. And further, the third output third, the price is also constant 8 rupees. The TR 24 because prices is same and TR is so now on the fourth unit. So when the fourth unit sold, the price is same 8 rupees and the TR 32 and the marginal cost 8. Now TC again 28. Now TC MC 8 rupees. Now total revenue 32 minus total cost 28, 4 rupees. Now producer get maximum profit 4 rupees. In this condition, it's a maximum profit condition. Now when the output also increase and sold 5 units, price is also constant 8 rupees because this is the condition of the perfect competition. And TR 40. Now MR 8 and TC 38. When the output is expanded, the total cost also increasing and marginal cost 10. Here the profit is also only 2 rupees. When the more units also sold 6. When price is constant 8. TR also 48 because MR 8. Now TC also increase 50 rupees and MC 12. Now minus 2 and In this condition, 48 minus 50, now minus 2, it's a loss condition. So you can see in this, here I will also discuss it in the diagram. Both AR and MR curves are straight line parallel. It's a AR and MR curve. MC is U-shaped. MC is a U-shaped. This condition, U-shaped. Producer equilibrium will be determined at OQ level of output. OQ level of output corresponding to the point E, because at E point following two conditions are met: MC equal to MR and MC uh, more than MR after MC equal to MR. After this condition, uh, E point is the equilibrium point. After this condition, MC is more than MR, and this condition is loss condition, and it is the more profit condition because MC is down from MR. So, this condition is so perfect competition. In the perfect competition market or industry, the equilibrium price is determined by the force of demand and supply. Equilibrium signifies a state of balance where the two opposite forces operate subsequently. And equilibrium is typically a state of rest. From where you see in this diagram, this is the condition. Um, uh, which there is no possibility to change the system. Market equilibrium takes place when both the demand and supply balance each other. There is no difference between these opposing forces and are at rest. So, in the perfect competition, the market price or equilibrium price is determined in the industry. Individuals, firms have no influence on this price. In the industry, the price is determined by the intersection of the market supply and market demand curve. In other words, the price under perfect competition is set at the point where the market supply of goods is equal to the market demand for the goods. This individual firms take the market price to determine as fixed and adjust their supply accordingly. So, hope you well understood when AR equal to MR curve are straight line parallel to the x-axis, and this is the equilibrium point where MC is equal to MR. And the producer equilibrium will be determined at the OQ level, corresponding point E, because at this point E, the condition are met: MC equal to MR. Hope student you well understood. Now we discuss the condition of imperfect competition. When prices falls, when there is no price fixed and more output can be sold only by reducing the prices, MR curve slopes downwards. So here I will discuss in this schedule, and this is the figure. In this schedule you can see when output 1 prices is 12 and PR total revenue is 12, TC only 4 rupees. So MR 12 and MC 4. Now profit is 8. When the output also increase, the price will decrease because price will be fall with the increase the level of output. Now TR is 22. TC 10, and total cost will be increased when the level of when the level of output is increased. MR 10 MC 6. Now the profit is 12 rupees. Profit TR 22 minus 10. Now profit is also 12. Now, and the third condition, when output is 3 units are sold, the price is 10 and the TR 30 and TC 18 and MR 18 minus 10 8 rupees. MC 8 and the profit is TC minus, oh sorry, TR minus TC. It's also again 12 and it is the condition of maximum profit. Now, after this, when the output level is also increased and 4 units are sold, the price is 9 and TR total revenue 36. TC 20. As the output level is increased, TR decrease and TC also increase. Now MR only 6 and MC 10 and now profit is also uh, only 8 rupees. Now when the more output is also sold 5 unit, the price is also decreased only 8 and TR 40. Now TC 45 and MR is only 4. 40 minus 36 4 and TC 45 minus 28 17 and it is the loss condition minus 5 TR 40 and TC 45. So it's the loss condition. From the above schedule, both the condition are satisfied at third unit. Its unit. You can see of output MC is equal to MR and MC more than MR. So the producer equilibrium is achieved and MC is more than third unit of output MC is equal to MR and MC 8 or MR is also 8. So sorry, it's a wrong misprint hai. Oh, it's a misprint. So after this condition, sorry, after this condition, MC will be more than MR. So the producer equilibrium is achieved at the third unit of output. It's the best condition. Now we will see in the diagram. Here you see output is shown on the x-axis and producer equilibrium will be determined at OM. OM level of output corresponding to the point E because at this following two conditions are met. MC is equal MR and MC after this MC here is more than MR after MC and MR. Here also we see that and MC is more than MR after this. Here after is written. So this is the uh, third unit condition where MC is equal MR and it's a more is the maximum profit condition after this. After that MC is more than MR. So imperfect competition emerges in situation where there is neither pure competition nor pure monopoly. The situation of imperfect competition is the real world that lies between these two extremes. In the imperfect competition, there the market is also found monopoly and monopolist. Monopoly, there is only one firm prevailing in a particular industry called a monopoly maker. When a single firms control 25% or more, a particular market is known as monopoly power. As Indian Railway is an example. So A natural monopoly market is structure comprises various natural advantages like strategic locations, etc. But there are also some key features of the monopoly market structure. Lack of substitutes. In monopoly structure firms normally producer are good without close substitutes. The product is generally often specific and unique. And there is also barriers to entries the other firms. And in competition in a monopoly market structure, there are no close competitor in the market for the and mean things. The terms price determination under imperfect competition symbolized monopoly. The monopolist set the price of the product since it has market power. This power makes the monopolistics a price maker, and monopolistic can maintain the supernormal profit in the long run, but it is not necessary that he earns profit too. He can be making a loss or a maximization revenue. This can be never happen under perfect competition. So this is the abnormal price condition which is shown here. In the case where the abnormal profit are available, but abnormal profit are mostly available, it's in the long term. Other and it's a general profit conditions. Abnormal profit is shown when the cost is less than uh, revenue, where abnormal profit are available mostly in the long term. Other firms will also enter the market, and as a result, abnormal profit will be shown. So, in this, I think you have understood well the figure here. This is the condition of imperfect market. So, student, in this video, we also discuss about the average revenue, marginal revenue, and price determination under the perfect competition, and price determination in the imperfect competition. Hope, student, you understood it well. Now, thank you very much.